guys, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnotherapy trainer, breakthrough coach trainer, and I also train a couple of other modalities, including EFT, energy, and a couple of other bits and bobs. You'll probably have read comments and educational snippets that I give to places like Elle Magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Happy Full, BBC, Marie Claire, and other places like that. So today I want to talk to you about how you can use your mind to banish your excuses. Our minds are powerful things. Now, it's estimated that we have approximately 11 million bits of information all around us all the time that could potentially be in our awareness. Now, we couldn't possibly take in all of that information all at once. So what we do is we filter it in. And firstly, what we do is we delete, we distort, and we generalize. There is a step before that. So we bring it in through our senses. We can see, what we can hear, what we can smell, what we can taste, what we can feel and touch. And then what we do is we delete, distort, and generalize this information based on our own personal model of the world. Now, everybody's model of the world is different based on our memories, our beliefs, our values, our personality types, the things that we think are important to us, but they are different to every single person. And based on how we grew up and what experiences we took from that and the emotions that we attach to them experiences depends on how our model of the world is formed. Now, what I want to talk to you about today is the beliefs. So the beliefs within our model of the world. Now, our beliefs can be empowering, which are brilliant. They can be neutral, or they can be disempowering. Now, when we have a disempowering limiting belief, this could be known as a limiting belief, and it can ruin our opportunities for success. It can cause us to self-sabotage. So things might be going amazing, and then for some reason we stop taking action, or we cause an argument, or something happens where we just sabotage that, and we don't really know why. We might not even be aware that we've even sabotaged it at all. It can be so deeply ingrained within us. Now, what is a limiting belief, and why is it ruining your success? So when we work on ourselves and when we work with our clients using neuro-linguistic programming, now the most common thing that come up is a limiting belief. What happens is we have limiting beliefs that are so deeply ingrained within us, and we act in accordance with them, whether we like it or not. So whether our limiting belief is empowering or disempowering or neutral, we will act in accordance with that belief because it's so deeply ingrained within us at the subconscious. So a limiting belief or a limiting decision is something that we might say to ourselves, and possibly might say it to others as well, as an excuse as to why we can't do something, or why we shouldn't do something, or why something went wrong. And this is why you can use your mind to banish your excuses. So when you understand what limiting beliefs and what limitations you're placing for yourself, you can also help yourself remove them or release them as well. You can do this for yourself using neuro-linguistic programming, and I'm going to give you some short snippets and little tips today. And you can also use it as an NLP coach within your coaching sessions and with your coaching clients. So if you're an existing coach already, you can take what I'm going to give you today and apply it into your coaching sessions. And if you're just wanting to use it for yourself personally, you can use these things on a daily basis as well. I definitely do. It's so helpful. So the things that we can talk ourselves out of could be a goal, it could be just something that we're working towards, or it could just be day-to-day life. And when we have a limiting belief, because we're acting in accordance with them, it can ruin our day-to-day life. It can affect the quality of our lives. In fact, it 100% does affect the quality of our lives. It can stop us from thinking that things are possible for ourselves. It can stop us from living up to our potential. It can stop us from taking a leap of faith. It can stop us from even noticing that leap of faith. It can cause us to talk ourselves out of doing things. It can cause us to not even consider doing things in the first place. A limiting belief, something, for example, like I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy of having that, or I'm not good enough to do that. They're three really common ones, and ones that I have definitely experienced as well. These limiting beliefs, because we act in accordance with them, what happens is our brains, when we're deleting, distorting, and generalizing information before it comes into our minds, our brains block the possibility of even seeing opportunities or possibilities that we can take action upon because of these limiting beliefs, because of how our model of the world is formed and created, right? So we can have limiting beliefs in all areas of our lives, including our personal lives, our business, our career, our family, our relationships. And we can cause ourselves to stop taking action or not even see an action that we can possibly take, or we can talk ourselves out. We can give ourselves excuses. So how do you identify a limiting belief in yourself or others? 1, if you're giving yourself reasons as to why things are not the way you want them, rather than getting results. Number 2, you're telling yourself a story about why you haven't got what you want in life, rather than just taking action and getting it. Number 3, you're saying negative things to yourself about yourself, and you're judging yourself negatively. And number 4, you're blaming things around you that are outside of your control for not being able to do the things that you want. These are really good indications that perhaps there's a limiting belief that you've got that's causing you to do these things. So these are like manifestations of limiting beliefs. There is plenty more things, but they're the most common. The most common limiting beliefs that we see: I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of success, I'm not able to make sales, I'm not good at sales. And usually these are caused from deep-rooted limiting beliefs. So, for example, I cannot make sales, or I'm not good at sales, or I'm not good at singing, or I'm not good at maths. These are higher level limiting beliefs that are from deeper rooted limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. And I always recommend, if you're going to start on limiting beliefs, start on I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy. Because what you'll find will happen is when you work on these deeper rooted ones, these will knock out the higher level ones anyway. So you may find that as a result of working on the bigger ones, you're pulling all of the roots out, and as a result you're pulling out the higher level ones as well. So techniques that I teach within my neuro-linguistic programming and breakthrough coaching course and my other courses to help with limiting beliefs are timeline therapy, which is a really powerful way to determine and discover how you're approaching your time and your memories and your place in the world. Submodality is belief change, which is a really powerful way to change our internal thoughts, our internal pictures. Quick belief change chats, which I'm going to go through with you in a moment because it's a nice quick one. And I also teach some things like language patterns, and these help to open up somebody's model of the world to help give them a different view and a different perception on things. In practitioner, I teach meta model. Master practitioner, I teach things like quantum language patterns and the 6 steps to unravel a belief. So it's really important to remember that we have to consistently work on ourselves. So consistently, every single week at least, I check in with myself and I say, okay, what's going on, Becky? How am I feeling? Is there anything that I'm saying to myself that's limiting me? Is there anything that perhaps I need to work on? And then I'll do the work required in order to be able to move forward. And it's a consistent process. You don't just work on it once and it's all gone. You know, it's about making sure that you consistently apply these kinds of things to yourself. You change the way that you're thinking, so perhaps if something pops up again in the future, you can become curious about it and perhaps make a change in the moment before it even develops into a limiting belief. Okay, so the 6 steps to unravel a belief. This is the one that I'll go through with you today. Ask yourself the following questions. What is the belief? So just taking a step back there, if you're finding yourself giving yourself reasons as to why you're not getting the results that you want, rather than just getting results. If you're telling yourself a story about why you haven't got what you want in life, rather than just taking action. Perhaps you're saying negative things to yourself about yourself. You're judging yourself negatively, and you're judging yourself and your place in the world in a negative light. And you may be blaming things outside of yourself and that are outside of your control that you cannot control, and you're blaming these things as to why you've not got what you want. So if these things are feeling like they're consistent, if you're finding yourself experiencing any of these manifestations of a limiting belief, The 6 steps to unravel a limiting belief is a great place to start. So you ask yourself, what is the belief? And you can journal on this if you want, or if you're working with a client, you can let them answer you, or you can just ask yourself the questions and just allow whatever pops up to pop up. Why do I believe that is the next question. Why do I believe that? What am I afraid will happen if I don't believe that? What am I afraid will happen if I don't believe that? Do I believe that? Whose belief is that? And what can I believe instead that will support me? This is a really powerful way just to help you understand what limiting beliefs may be coming up and how to release them, how to become aware of them firstly, and then how to release them if they're not serving you. I have popped a link in the description of this video to my replays offer. So if you do want to get started with your NLP training journey straight away, my NLP replays is the replays of all of the live sessions that I ran over the last 3 years. You're getting access to over 200 videos of me diving deep into a live training session, delivering powerful change work, and you get to experience that firsthand as well. If you've got any questions, do reach out. Have an amazing day. As always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnotherapy trainer, and breakthrough coach trainer. Have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I'll catch up with you around the same time next week.